Topic for the day. Topic for the day is I got to get out of the house. And I guess I'm fortunate enough to get out of the house. Now, they don't really, down South Jersey, it's pretty quiet anyway, even without the virus going. What are we at here? What road are we at? Morse Mill. Yeah, we're going to turn here. Morse Mill. So it's kind of dead around here anyway. So I know, being on the bike, I guess it could be dangerous. I could go down, and then I got to go to the hospital, and then they're taking up room where it's more important for people that are really sick, and blah, 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 blah. So I know that I probably shouldn't be doing this. But like I said, it's very quiet down here, and I need my sanity. Oh, small little cemetery. So I just need my I don't need a cemetery. I need my sanity. And I'm just going to go cruising around. And this is basically what me and my buddy go cruising around down here. Just try to find some interesting roads and stuff. And ride. So, yeah, so I just wanted to get out. And I'm out. And, we're at 71 degrees now. I went out the other day again. It was also pretty nice, and I got lost, but thank God for my GPS. I didn't really get lost. I was just not familiar with one road that ended. So the road I'm going now is going to be taking me north or northwest. It's Route 563. I'm looking for. I want to see how far I can take that up. It kind of goes up north to Fort Dix. It's kind of in the center part of the state. Nothing crazy interesting on the way. It's, I'm just cruising. I need to think about things I need to talk about. I think crabs. Crabs? Live ones. Oof. And just, try to think about things to say that are interesting so I don't bore you guys. Like I said many times, I pretty much do this kind of for myself, but it seems like some people are interested in it. I should have done is I should have took the Triumph out, but it's not as comfortable as this. I'm so spoiled on this bike. And 674. I don't want 674. I want 563. Well, that's the dead end I went down. Duh. Okay. Yeah, that's where I got lost yesterday. So, and I could talk about that bike a little bit, I guess. I mean, somebody wanted me to do a review on the bike. My 8,500 mile review. I guess we could talk a little bit about that. I know more of you guys are probably interested in this bike. I'm just so much in love with this bike. This bike is just so cool. It's just so cool. And yes, another guy cruising with his 8 hangers. And the Triumph is cool too. It sounds better. I'll give it. It has a better sound. It doesn't have the power. It has torque, but it's just really a hop. I can't believe I put 8,500 miles on it. It's really just a hop-around bike last year. But it's been good to me. It hasn't let me down in any way. I had 2 issues with it. It had 2 oil leaks, and it never not started or anything like that. Always ran perfect. But it had the 2 oil leaks. One was near maybe I can piece something together and show you guys while I do this video. I think I have some footage of it. But we'll see. And I can show you where the oil leaks were. And no big deal to fix. I didn't want to bring it in because I'm always working on my stuff, so I figured what the hell. So the first oil leak was it's a pipe plug underneath. I guess we say where the transmission is on the left side, kind of up near the kickstand area. That if you want it, the center of the bike. And it wasn't screwed in far enough, and it didn't have enough, as far as I could tell, enough Teflon tape or Teflon sealant. So that was an easy fix. It wasn't even a major oil leak or anything like that. So that was a done deal. No problem. We got that handled. Then the next oil leak popped up. This is now that first oil leak I fixed within 2,000 miles of the bike. Okay, had loud pipes on that thing. And Then the next oil leak I found was another 1,000 miles or so, and it was on the right side, and it was the sensor, I guess it's the gear positioning sensor, let you know when you're in first, second, neutral, low, blah, blah, blah. And kind of buried underneath, I'm looking on this bike, it's kind of buried underneath I guess it's a cover for the antifreeze overflow and whatever. It's around that area. It's hard. I'll see if I can show you it. I'll kind of splice something in here. And, oh, that's nice here. That's a nice little park, campground. Nobody here. Nice little lake. Oh, some people are fishing. That's cool. And that's cute. So, yeah, so it was the positioning sensor. It's like a cylinder. It's got two O-rings. And so I pulled it out, and then I'll show you kind of where it is. I don't know why it had double O-rings. One of them was kind of chewed up a little bit. I guess maybe it was when it was installed, it was not, you know, nice turn. It was not installed properly or whatever. I figured the second one would do it. So I just replaced the O-rings and good to go. So that was about 5,000 miles on the Triumph, and no issues at all. Oh, these are nice turns. That bike is, oh man, that bike makes you feel so good. Just makes you feel like a pro. Yeah, so that's the only two issues I had with the Triumph.
So here, you see that little Allen head? It's not little, but it's right behind this clutch cable. That wasn't screwed in all the way, and it didn't have enough Teflon tape. And so it leaked. It didn't leak a lot, just a little bit. And so that was an easy fix. But I heard some other people had the same issue, but they brought it back to the dealer. I don't like to bring it back to the dealer unless if I can't fix it, then I'll bring it back. Okay, the next issue I can't show you, but I can tell you about, it was another leak. And if you take off this cover, there is the sensor for the gear positioning sensor. Tells you when you're in first, neutral, blah, blah, blah. And it goes into the transmission, and it has a... I had seen oil leaking all over here and stuff. It wasn't bad, just a little leak. It has two O-rings. Why it has two O-rings, I don't know. I took it out. One O-ring was a little messed up. The other O-ring was fine, but it leaked. Put new O-rings in, no problem. Everything fixed. And that was probably about 5,000 miles ago. The other leak was about 7,000 miles ago. So
no issue since then. So that was basically about, the second leak was about, I guess, I don't know, did I say 5,000 miles ago? Yeah, something like that. And that's it. It starts great. I have it decatted. I think I have a video of it, and I'll throw that in there too, of it starting up. And I did a lot of guys. Not sure if you can hear me, but I'll walk back and you can hear it from a couple feet back, or about 10 feet back. It sounds really good. It does sound really good. I just love the way it sounds, but it's not a highway sounding bike for me. It's just a little bit too much on the highway. But that's just me. Other guys might be able to handle it. I'm just going to walk up. Won't be able to hear me. I'm just going to do some revs. See what you guys think. The neighbors. I'll go back and do it again. You know, it's not much. I just don't want to rev it high. You know, the neighbors, everybody's home, and my neighbors have some kids, and I don't know, they're sleeping or whatever they're doing during the day. Little things, I think. They're not major things, but I made it look a lot different than a normal Speedmaster. You know, the normal Speedmaster is... I'm not saying blingy, but there's a lot more chrome on it than I would like. So I took off most of the chrome that I could. The wheels are still chrome, obviously, and some other things. But I just kind of made it look like a more civilized bobber, if you want to. Because I didn't like the bobber look with the fender, that big gap in the, you know, with the fender in the seat. I didn't really like that look, and I didn't want to be hunched over when I sat on it. It just didn't seem comfortable. But the Speedmaster was really comfortable. comfortable. But I didn't change the handlebars, though. I mean, not to say the handlebars were uncomfortable that I had, because they were very comfy. But if you wanted to do some spirited driving, they were, you really had to concentrate. They weren't ideal for that. So I got some Bitwell high tracker bars that just beautiful. Just love the bars. So the bike is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I don't see myself doing any more changes to it. But anybody that's interested in the Speedmaster, it's a really nice bike, especially for the price. You can get them. I got mine for $10,000, $10,600. It was a leftover. I got it in 2019 in January, and super deal. So I was able to put a lot of stuff, black it all out, all kinds of black covers and exhaust and stuff. So it's definitely a good deal if you like that type of bike. It kind of reminds me of a Sportster or a Softail, and but it's a different look because it's a Triumph. So it's got the retro look, but with all the modern convenience because it has cruise control and traction control and anti-lock and all that stuff. So it's definitely a fun bike, and there's two issues with the bike, which I wouldn't call them issues. I would just say it's just preferences or something. On the highway, because I decatted it, it's just a little loud. It just keeps, brrr. So for a long trip, I'm not into that. Some people doesn't bother, but it kind of just when you leave the cat in, it's fine. But when you leave the cat in, it sounds like crap at an idle, and it doesn't sound like crap. I take that back. It just doesn't sound as good when it's decatted. So I think it's a good bike. And the only other thing that I guess it's a little bit is the shock. It doesn't have enough travel, and it doesn't have enough dampening. And so, although I didn't complain about it, I didn't realize how, a horsey all by himself. Oh, poor little horsey. And so it didn't have the travel I think it should have. So, it just doesn't. I guess I'm going to put an aftermarket shock. My brain, guys. Sometimes I go off, where I don't even know what I'm talking about. But that horsey messed me up. So it's just aftermarket shock would probably solve the problem. I put a Corbin seat on it, which made the comfort a lot better. I wasn't sure with the Corbin seat because I know they're firm, and I was disappointed when I first got it. But after riding it for a while, I realized that the stiffness of the seat kept me more comfortable in the long run. I didn't have that super plushness when I sat on it, but I think that's because of the stiff suspension. I think I talked about it in another video. Not to say it's stiff, the lack of travel. So if you hit something, you're bouncing on that seat, you're just going to flatten the foam and you're sitting on the pan. Where this seat is plush, but the suspension is so plush, especially in road mode, which I'm in now. It doesn't crunch. It's just a good setup. They knew what they were doing with the GS. I'm not saying they didn't know what to do with the Triumph, but a firmer seat will definitely. This is nice, beautiful. It'd be nice to live on the water here. Yeah, beautiful homes around here. So that's the two things. It's the ride could be a little bit better if the roads get bumpy. Handling-wise, it's great, even though when I get on it now, it feels a little heavier than this. This is like a sport bike to me. But that doesn't say the handling's not bad. I mean, I've pushed that the Triumph pretty good, and you'll scrape the boards easy if you really want to lay it down. So anybody who's looking to get a Triumph, I think that particular model, you can go either way. You can go with the bling and the real cruiser look with the chrome and stuff, or you can do what I did and just black everything out. So this is where I screwed up before, and okay, so west. Okay, this is where I screwed up before, guys. I wanted to take 563, and I think I messed up the turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to pull over and look for 563 north. That's what I'm looking for, and I screwed up there last time. All right, back to the Triumph as I try to figure out where the hell I am. We're going to blah, 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 blah. If you like the Triumph, if you like that look, you're not going to be disappointed. The quality is spot on. it's a very dependable bike, and I really think anybody would be happy with this bike who's looking for a cruiser, but a different cruiser. Okay, so I don't want to go east. And 542 west. This guy's on my ass already, so we're going to pull over right over here. So, all right, guys, we're going to have to stop for a little bit. I got to figure out where I'm at. And where I'm going. So we're just going to pull right here. Hopefully nobody will hit me as I figure out where we are. All right, guys, I'll be back with, I'm just going to stop this video for now, and then I'll be back and make another video when I find out where I'm at. So